Hey guys, it's Mr. Decker back here again. We're on code.org, the CS Discoveries curriculum, and we're looking at lesson 24, the mini project flyer game. Just a few more lessons and we'll be at the final project. All right. In this flyer game, the player tries to collect coins and the rocks push the player across the screen. When the player goes off the screen, the game is over. We're going to play the game a few times and discuss it. We've already learned all the skills we need to code this game, so we'll be making our own flyer game in this mini project. So let's run it. Whoa, very quickly got a game over there. All right, let's reset and run that again. A little bit more ready to play. So I'm hitting the up arrow, get the coin. These rocks that are flying through push me off, and then that happens really fast. So as soon as you fly off the screen, even just a bit, you get a game over. But it seems like you can kind of cheese it a little bit by coming back in. Anywho, let's jump in and see what we can do. We're on bubble 2. It says in the workspace, this icon means this level is part of a larger project, of course. All right. Create your sprite. So if I run right now, I have my little flybot, and the rest of the things, we have a rock and a coin here already loaded up for us. Also, if you notice in the animation tab, we've got 2 frames for our little flybot. You can slow him down, speed him up. Right there seems like a little bit of a happy medium for me. All right, create your sprites. First, create the sprites you will use in your program. We already have our player sprite loaded up. They've even done the scale for us. And the player sprite has already been created for us. You can change its animation. You'll need at least 4 sprites, a player, the flyer, a target, the coin, and 2 obstacles, the rocks. You can change their animations to anything you want. So it says go to the animation tab, make sure that you have the images that you want. The flyer, the coin, and the rock are already there, but you can use whatever you want. And that seems to be really a push here. So let's check out what's available to us. So let's just go to video games. Is there anything in here we might want to use instead of just plain old rocks pushing us off the screen? This is kind of fun. And it's the right shape. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to use this hard candy to replace the rock. So I'm going to toss this rock, delete that. We'll go with the hard candy. And do I want to collect a coin? Let's see. What else could I collect? Ooh, maybe I want to collect the candy, and maybe one of these things is pushing me off here. Let's see. This guy looks kind of menacing, doesn't he? I like this purple one here too. Done. Let's call this guy Angry Face. Angry Face? Angry Face. And we'll call this guy One Eye. Alright, let's see. I'm still kind of curious if I want to collect the coin. I like the idea of the candy, but I think I'm going to get rid of that. I like the square looking monster heads a little bit better. Let's see, we could be going after food. Something healthy, I don't know. Something junk foody. That could be good. Could just be going after our morning coffee, right? Let's see. Collecting pizza, collecting strawberries, collecting tacos, fortune cookies. Let's see. Let's go back to all categories. Let's go back to video games. Something we can collect that makes a lot of sense. Stars. That makes sense in the context, right? Like a star candy kind of deal, or a diamond. This guy's orange, this guy's purple, so I kind of want something that stands out. Could collect hearts. I don't want to think about it too long, right? Just makes the video longer. Let's see. Yeah, why not? We'll collect these green stars. Star candy. And then that gets rid of the coin. And do I want to be the flybot? Let's see. Because there's lots of different things. I want things that have frames to them, though. So let's see. We'll stick with the flybot. I like what we've done with it. He's awfully the same color as this guy. Let's see. Paint bucket, paint all pixels the same color. Let's make this guy a different color. Maybe make him kind of a pinkish color. Where's pink? Come on now. A little bit brighter pink. There we go. Let's see if this will work. Yep. And then we'll go with a darker. Oop. There you go. And then, yeah, I like the way that looks. All right, it'll show up even better. Let's do, wait a second. Here, if I can grab one of those. And then here for these guys. No, I didn't mean to do that. Control Z. Control Z again. Come on, we're trying to grab that pixel there. That looks okay. Let's keep going with these pixels. There we go. Nope. And you really gotta hone in on that. There we go. And slightly different. Go slightly different again. Get those pixels and those pixels. There we go. And we'll zoom in on these. Get those and those. All right. We'll get these a different color. Look a little bright pink. I'm getting really, really carried away with it, but you get the idea. There we go. It's looking a lot better now. Whoops. Control Z. Nope. Actually, that looks pretty good. Can go with that. We'll get this outline done a little bit better. Whoops. And here. I think that's pretty good. All right. Back to the code. Okay. So we've got our characters loaded up. I like the animations that we have. We can also change this guy's colors. Why don't we go ahead? And so for each frame, we got to be careful here. I'm going to make him like a bright blue. I like this color. We'll go with this. There we go. We'll switch to him. Let's make his eyes a lot more vibrant now that we've chosen that blue. Let's go with some pinky purpley kind of eyes. Here we go. Switch to him, and there we are. Now we've got it. And to do all of that, I just use this right here. This tool, it paints all the pixels the same color. All right, let's go back to the code. I've customized enough. We're going to find the code comment game setup. That's right here on line 1 in the code. We're going to set each sprite to the animation that we choose for it. So Flybot stays the same. So let's go ahead and add everything that we need. So we've got bad 1, and we'll have a bad 2 as well. It's going to be angry face, and then bad 2 will be one eye. And then we're going to get our star candy on here. Set the animation for the star candy. Do the star candy. And then let's run it. And so everything's huge and just right in the middle of the screen. So we're going to go ahead and set the scale for everything. Go ahead and grab those scale blocks and set them out where I like them. So bad 1 we'll set to 0.2, bad 2 0.2, and then star candy 0.1 maybe. Run it. Oh, what did I do? Star candy. That's easy to fix. Reset run. All right. Those are some good sizes. I want them to be in different locations, however, just so I can see them a bit better. There we go. That looks good. I'm going to change the color of the background. Also, so that I can see my flybot a little bit better. And he'll stand out a little bit more against like a dark blue background. All right, and if you want, just a reminder, HTML color names, you can find lots and lots of different colors that you might like. Dark blue is the one that I just chose, and there's tons here to choose from. Midnight blue might be even better. Oop. Get you back out of the way. Yeah, let's go with midnight blue. Why not? Run. Yeah, it looks sharp. Okay. Set each sprite to the animation we chose for it. Set the scale we want. Place them where we want them to be on or off the screen. So I'm going to have this guy going up and down. So I'm going to set him at, let's see, 300x to get started. Or we can even give him a random. So let's go ahead and do that. Math drawer. Random. Bad 1 is angry face. Bad 2, so we'll give him a random X location between 30 and 370, and then we'll give him a Y value of like -50. So he starts off the screen. We're going to do something similar for bad 1. He's going to move right and left. Let's see. So I actually want the random number to be on his y. And we'll have negative 50 for him as well. Player we want at 200, 200, right in the, well, actually, 200, 100. So we'll start right up here. Okay, and then the star candy, I also want that to start somewhere random every time between 30, 370 and 30, 370. Okay, looking good. All right, so we're doing a lot on Bubble 2. Wow. All right. Oh, we didn't need to do that yet. Okay, fine. I did it anyway. We're going to set the starting velocities of the obstacles. All right, so use the x velocity to move left and right, or use the y velocity to move up and down. All right, so bad 1. Let's set the velocity of bad 1, which is angry face. And angry face is the one that's changing on y. So that's the one that's going to go left and right. So starting velocity for bad 1 is going to be an x. And we're going to give that a positive value. And then bad 2 is going to have a velocity y that's positive. As well. Okay. Reset run. All right, that's working. And one should be moving from left to right and one up to down. So one is coming down the screen and one is going right. It's looking pretty good. And I think 3370 might be something I want to change later, but we'll go ahead and continue for now. All right, bubble 3. If the user doesn't press any keys, the player sprite should fall. Do this. Find the code comment falling. It's probably in the draw loop, right? There it is. If the user doesn't press any keys, the player sprite should fall. So use the counter pattern to play with the sprite's velocity y to make the flyer fall. Test your code and make sure that it works. The sprite should fall faster as it goes down the screen. Okay, so we need to use the counter pattern to increase the velocity. So velocity for our player, that's still his name, right? Yep, player. We're going to be adding to player.velocity y. And it's just going to be very small numbers. So run. All right, we want them to fall a little faster than that. And faster. All right, let's try 0.1 and see what that looks like. 0.2. That seems good to me. I don't want them to fall quite this fast yet. And then you, let's see, test your code, make sure that it works. Sprite should fall faster as it goes down the screen. All right. That's okay. We did a lot on bubble 2 and not much at all on bubble 3. All right, bubble 4, jumping. The next, the player sprite needs to jump when the user presses the up arrow. All right. Find the code comment player controls, which is here on line 28. We're going to add a conditional if block. Okay, so we go to our control drawer. Here's our if. Checks whether the user is pressing the up arrow. So world drawer, key down, up. and then add code inside the conditional that will change the sprite's velocity to move up if the up arrow is pressed. All right, so sprites, sprite Y, player Y, let's say 3. Let's run it. Whoa, that seems insane. Hold on. To move up. To move if the up arrow is pressed. So key down, player Y gets 3. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Sprite velocity Y. Player 3 there. Run. Ooh, it's got to be a bigger number then. What's happening wrong here? Player dot velocity Y gets 6. Oh, it needs to be negative. There we go. Negative is the trick. All right, 6 feels like a lot now. 3. 3 feels pretty good. All right. That's working. So let's finish there. Let's move on. Bubble 5. It feels like we're moving really fast compared to what we were doing with bubble 1 and bubble 2. Floating left and right. The flyer should also be able to float left and right. Okay, so find the code comment player control. That's where we just were. Add a conditional that decreases the sprite's x velocity when the left arrow is pressed. All right, so control if. All right, and we have this comment block on line 34, decrease the x velocity when the user clicks left. So world drawer, key down left. And I'm going to try a couple things here and see what I like best. So player velocity x against 3, or it'll be negative 3. Go left. So you can see how that's working. Let's see how it does if we do some math. Whoop, thought we were doing math. There we go. Sprites, velocity y. Let's see. 0.5. Works very similarly, right? And we're going to do this for the right arrow as well. World, key down, right. And I want to try the same thing. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Goodness gracious, I'm making all these mistakes. No wonder it didn't feel any different. Okay, player velocity x, math, we're adding to, because we're going right. Player velocity x, player velocity x, 0.5 here as well. Let's just see how that feels. Ooh. Okay. Let's lower this to 0.2 and 0.2. Whoops, 0.2. Run it. Yes, I like the way that feels. That makes it feel very floaty. Now, if I change this, let's take this and throw it away. And then I want to see what it feels like if, or how it behaves if I just give it a value instead of adding or subtracting. Oh, that needs to be negative 2. And let's see, player 2. Run. Yeah, see, I like the kind of impact it has on the controls. It makes it feel a little bit more immersive if we're using math. So let's see if I can Control Z that back in. Yes, excellent. I love Control Z. And let's run that again. Yeah, that's so much better. So much more fluid. Okay, let's finish and continue. When the obstacles move off the screen, they should loop back to the other side at a random position. We're going to find the code comment looping. Where is looping? Right here. Okay, line 25. And we're going to add a conditional. That checks the horizontal objects or obstacles X property to see whether it has moved off the screen. If it has moved off the screen, we're going to reset its X property to loop it back to the other side. All right, so sprites. Actually, we need math first. So if it has moved off the screen, then we're sending it back to the right. So sprite.x, and this is, let's see, was it bad one? Can I run it to check it? No, I can't. Yeah, bad one has the x of -50. So this is bad one. Greater than, say, 425. Then his x is going to be -50 again. And we'll set his y property to a random y. 3370 again. So let's run that and check it. Just keep this on the screen. Yep, he's looping. Oh, let's make the other one loop. Okay, let's make bad 2 loops. Let's see. Control drawer first. And let's build this out. It's going to be greater than, once again, it's going to be bad 2y is greater than 425. And he is going to come back into the screen at the top. So his sprite.y, bad2.y is going to be -50 again. And then I'm going to give him a random x location. We'll just keep rolling with 3370 for now. I know 5350 is what they're suggesting, but I'm rocking with this 3370. It's my game, after all. Okay, controls are feeling good. I'm gonna have them loop a couple times just to make sure it is what I want to happen. All right, looking good. Let's go to bubble 7. When your character touches the coin, you should reset it somewhere on the screen, and the obstacle should push the player across the screen. We're going to find the code comment sprite interactions and read the comments in that section. All right, sprite interactions down here. Reset the coin when the player touches it. So control if I need an is touching. Sprite is touching target. as player is touching the, what did I call it? Star candy. Player is touching star candy. Whew, look at this complicated code down here for game over. If player's X is less than -50. Okay, that's checking if you're off the screen. Whew. And giving you the game over if you are off the screen. Let's see. If player is touching star candy, then that target is going to move to a random place if true. So now we need a sprite.x and a sprite.y. I'm going to control C star candy, make this go a little quicker. Control V it. It's going to get a random number, give it, and then this is ensuring that it's going to show up in a random location each time. Okay, so let's test that. So if I touch the star candy, it should go somewhere else on the screen. That's okay. You got to be gentle with the controls. Can't go crazy with it. All right, let's see. Okay, we were getting a little wild now. I feel like we've got it under control, but I've got to keep in mind too that these bad 1 and bad 2 guys are going to be trying to push me off the screen, and that's what I need to set now. So we're going to create 2 new collisions. We're on step 3 on here. Create 2 new collisions that make the 2 obstacles push the player across the screen. All right, so make the obstacles push the player. I think that's going to be as simple as using displace for each one. So it's going to be bad, oh, I hit caps lock. Bad 1 pushes or displaces, sorry, the player. And bad 2 displaces the player as well. Let's test that. Get the star. Oh yeah, so I have to dodge them now because they can push me. Feeling a little bit easy though, and I feel like I can make this harder. Did you see that? Like, kind of, they squeezed me. That's cool. Whoop, got a game over. So maybe it's not as easy as I thought. All right, it's working. Finish and continue. All right, test your game to make sure it has everything it needs. Play your game several times, read over your project guide, make sure that you followed your plan, make any last changes. I'm liking it, but I feel like we could get a score on here, right? Why not? Why not add a score? So let's go on our variables and let's throw a score variable in here. Just for fun, and the score is going to be 0, but every time we collect a star candy, score is going to go up by 1. It's really easy to set up variables. There we go, score gets score plus 1. And then let's get this score on the screen, shall we? We're going to get it, let's see, let's go to the drawing. Let's make this be white so it shows up nice. And we're going to set the size of that, text size, to maybe 15 instead of 12. Just make it a little bit bigger, a little bit easier to read on the screen. And then the text itself, we're going to have score. And let's put it at 5x 15y run. There it is up there at the very top. And then let's get it to actually tell us what the score is. And actually, I'm going to draw it after this if statement so it shows up on the game over screen as well. So another text block, and we've got to take out the quotation marks so that our score variable will actually show up now. And on X, let's see what it looks like at 50:15. Run. That looks pretty good. All right. So far, it's working nicely. Like having a score. Woo. And let's see if it shows up. Yep, it shows up on the game over screen as well. Sweet, I like that. So you can track how you're doing. All right, that's what I wanted to add. Was there anything else? Make any last changes, read over your project, follow the plan, play the game several times. Yeah, I think this is great. We've got our score, we've got our game over screen. It's easy to control. Our bad guys are a good size. Like it. All right, so that's it for me. We just finished our flyer game, and that was a lot of fun. I'll see you back here next time for lesson 25.